Among the maids in the grand estate, Isabel stood out, but not for any positive reasons. She was especially low-born, often bullied and mocked as the dirty one from the streets. The other maids would sneer at her threadbare clothes and her unkempt hair, whispering behind her back. Isabel had grown accustomed to this treatment. It was like a stain she couldn't wash off. Instead of letting the hurt consume her, she buried herself in her work, scrubbing floors and washing linens until her hands were raw. She knew that any slip-up, any sign of weakness, could mean losing her job. Climbing the social ladder was never her ambition. She didn't have anything to protect or claim as her own. Her only desire was to survive, to make it through each day. She focused on doing better, and over time her dedication caught the eye of Lady Diana Grey, the noblewoman she served. Isabel was promoted to be Lady Diana's personal maid. It was a step up, but even this prestigious position felt hollow. Despite the fine dresses and sparkling chandeliers, her life remained long and empty, lacking the warmth and meaning she craved. One day everything changed. After a long and arduous labor, Isabel gave birth to a beautiful baby girl named Margarita. In that moment, color began to seep into her once gray existence. Baby Margarita looked up at her with wide, innocent green eyes that sparkled like fresh leaves in spring. The tiny girl cried out, her little fists clenched tightly, and tears welled in her bright eyes, glistening like dewdrops on the grass. Isabel felt a rush of love and hope, something she hadn't felt in years. As the days passed, Isabel devoted herself to raising Margarita, dreaming of a better life for her daughter. But with motherhood came a sense of vulnerability. She believed that if she kept her head down and stayed out of trouble, she could create a peaceful life for them both. Yet no matter how hard she tried to avoid conflict, tragedy loomed close. Isabel faced an unjust fate, accused of a crime she never committed, leaving her daughter behind in a world that felt increasingly hostile. Despite her innocence, they branded her as the murderer of Countess Grey. The whispers grew louder, the accusations sharper, and one fateful day she was met with a brutal punishment. The pain from the whip was seared into her memory, but the emotional scars ran deeper. Then Isabel awoke with a start in an unfamiliar bed, her heart pounding in her chest. Disbelief washed over her as she looked around the room, her bright green eyes wide with shock. How was she still alive? Confused, she examined her hands, noting how clean and unblemished they were. "Why are my hands so pristine?" she murmured, throwing back the covers in a panic. A bandaged injury on her thigh caught her attention. She flinched as she tried to move, realizing her legs ached more than her back, where the whip had struck the hardest. Something isn't right, she thought, feeling a sense of dread bubbling within her. Suddenly she heard footsteps approaching. Fear gripped her heart as she readied herself for confrontation. As the door swung open, she lunged toward the unfamiliar man entering the room, aiming for his throat. His eyes widened in alarm and he stumbled back, gasping as her fingers wrapped around his neck. My body moved on its own. "Are you all right?" she asked, adrenaline coursing through her veins. "Do you know why I was in that alley?" The man, struggling to speak, replied, "You had a gunshot wound on your thigh. It only grazed you so you'll recover quickly. But there's a problem. A deadly poison is flowing through your body. If we can't neutralize it in time, you only have 1 year left to live. There's no known antidote." A wave of despair washed over Isabel. "I thought I died, then I woke up, looked in the mirror and saw someone else. So I'm supposed to die in a year? If pain is proof of reality, then this is real. My original self is already dead. It's crazy, but now I understand. There's only one thing I need to do next. Find my daughter, Margarita. Please let her be safe." Isabel's heart raced at the thought of her daughter, the one bright light in her dark world. With newfound determination, she resolved to fight against the ticking clock of her fate. Rita might not recognize her mother, Isabel, after all these years, but that was all right. Isabel knew that even if she couldn't be the mother Rita needed, she could still be her guardian. The thought filled her with determination. "I just need to teach her how to survive on her own within a year," she resolved. "If I can't, I'll find someone else to look after her, a protector at least until she comes of age." "What year is it?" Isabel wondered, glancing around the unfamiliar room. Was this moment right after her original death? If so, Rita probably didn't know anything yet. "Doctor," Isabel asked urgently, "it's December of the year 800, right? What year did you say?" 10 years and 2 months have passed since I died." The doctor nodded, confirming her fears. Then she's 20 now, Isabel thought, a wave of concern washing over her. 10 years alone in a world that's harsh even for adults. Is she alive and safe? She asked for a newspaper while thinking about Countess Grey's murderer, the husband of Countess Diana Grey, whom she served. A man known for his many lovers even after marriage. Despite all his affairs, why didn't he get a divorce? She pondered. Oh, that's right. Imperial law only allows divorce in cases of death. Given his convincing motive for murder and his ability to plan one, Count Grey was likely the one who actually killed his wife. There's no way Rita wouldn't know that. Isabel's mind drifted back to happier times, recalling how she had once asked young Rita if she wanted to read a book together after they eat. Suddenly, a knock at the door startled her. She had never heard that voice before. Rita, she called out, her heart racing. Want to play hide and seek? Yes, it's been so long. You have to hide really well until I find you. The door burst open. Who are you to barge in without permission? Young Rita heard Isabel ask as she crouched, peeking through the narrow opening of the wardrobe door. Isabel's heart ached at the memory. That was probably the last moment Rita saw me. Isabel Jednik, you are being arrested on the suspicion of murdering Countess Grey. I am innocent. I have nothing to do with the Countess's death. Isabel protested, her voice rising in desperation. Without delay, she found herself dragged into the public square, where she was flogged without evidence, witnesses, or even an interrogation. The reason was simple. Count Grey had pointed at her as the culprit. Stop fighting it and just die. This will only end when you are dead. You were just unlucky, the husband sneered, yanking on her hair. If I was fated to die anyway, Isabel thought, desperation creeping in. Sir, you're going to give me the money you promised, right? You said you'd give me a lot of money if I did what you asked. You have to keep your promise. She shouted loud enough to plant suspicion in the minds of the crowd, hoping that even if she died, the child she left behind wouldn't be disgraced. If I'd known this would happen, I would have made more stew, she thought bitterly, recalling the warmth of their small kitchen. In a flashback. Is Rita trying to get revenge on Count Grey? She thought. While hoiled a suitcase, she then turned to the doctor. I am greatly indebted to you. Where are you planning to go? The doctor asked. To the Grey estate in the capital, she replied. They're looking for maids. But why did you save me? Well, you look to be around the same age as my younger sister, who is in another region. It was clear you'd die if I left you alone, so I had to help. I'm a doctor after all. I wish you a safe journey. Don't forget to take the painkillers I gave you, the doctor called after her. As she stepped outside, Isabel noticed guards gathering near the square. Look at all the guards. It's because of that theft. They say he broke into Duke Mirabel's estate last night, right? Apparently he tried to steal confidential documents. I'm so scared he might sneak into our house, I can't sleep. The tension in the air was palpable. Isabel quickly hid her hair just in case. Good thing I did, she thought. Anyway, there's only one thing I have to do. Go to the Grey estate. Calm down. It's no good to stand out, especially with the guards investigating. The guards apprehended a woman who was similar in height and hair color to Isabel. Isabel realized. And judging by the whispers, she knew she had to act fast. The checkpoint was to find the intruder from Duke Mirabel's estate, and the chances of being mistaken for that person were too high. The doctor who helped her must have heard the rumors by now. He was probably freaking out. Good thing I changed clothes before coming out, she thought. They'll obviously check right before boarding, so I have to lose them by then. The southbound and capital-bound trains go in opposite directions. If I pretend to take the southbound train to lure the guards, then switch to the capital-bound one. One ticket for the southbound train, please. Isabel shouted at the ticket vendor, her heart pounding. But there's only 1 minute until departure, the ticket person exclaimed, eyes wide with surprise. That doesn't matter. She took off her hair, her red hair flowing in the wind, catching the eye of the investigator. Please just fall for it, she screamed internally. Quickly. A ticket for it. That is the end of today's recap. Thank you for watching. Upcoming recap video is this. A short form video of this recap is already made. I suggest you check it out to see what it will be about.